bike time here at Mallory Park, the Morello Services Thundersport GP1. Steve.
The 2010 GP1 champion is on pole position for the Morello Services GP1. We've now got the Super Stocks in with the Super Twins also in this race. Here we've got John Ingram. He looked very fast yesterday. He was right on the tail of Phil Crowe. We've also got Chemtile Suzuki's Ian Mackman on the front row. And then alongside him, Sam Hornsey. He's on a 675. Keep an eye out for Pete Baker, of course. He's on the second row, but he's having a few tyre problems.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yes, great performances right the way throughout qualifying and indeed yesterday. Particularly, I thought, from Ian Mackman, the Superstock there, number 30, front row, and away they go. What a start from John Ingram. He had that one absolutely nailed, Steve.
Yeah, great start, and this is a biggie. This class this year, exciting stuff for 1000 Superstocks in as well. All the way down from 1st to 20th, you've got top quality riders, and there's some, people that we're used to seeing on the podium having a settle for 1 or 2 points here and there. And at the moment, John Ingram, a former British Championship rider, getting off to the best of starts. Mackman second. Peter Baker, good start from the second row up to third.
Yes, indeed. Now, Peter is one of the, and he's not the only one as well. I know you mentioned it earlier, but he's one of the riders that is, I think, finding a few problems at this stage, early stage of the season, with the tyres. I think his Pirelli's not quite working the way that he'd like them to. And of course, this is a new track surface at Mallory Park. This can throw things into riders' minds as well. They think maybe it's the track surface, maybe it's the bike, but whatever. There is certainly a degree of uncertainty out there.
There is, yes. Peter Baker, the blue number 2 machine, sponsored by Morello Services, who also sponsor the GP1 class overall. They've moved on to Pirellis, and whether it's the new surface here at Mallory Park, I'm not really sure. Sometimes that can play a little part in the confusion of tyre wear, but he's not been happy at all. We know for sure that he can go a lot quicker than he is doing. And, well, maybe we'll see him on a different set of tyres for the next round at Donington Park.
Ian Mackman, a brilliant start for him as well. He's up there in second place. There's John Ingram in the lead, but you'll see Ian Mackman on the leading Superstock machine, tucked in second at the moment. There he be. And Phil Crowe, he's coming at him like a train, isn't he? Phil Crowe has got past Peter Baker and is charging along. There's Mark Newland, number 14, in 5th place.
Yep, Sam Hornsey there on the Triumph 675, giving as good as he gets, and a little bit further behind there we can see number 35, that's Dave Milling, and Ben Broadway just behind, one of the Super Twin runners. But, well, Phil Crowe, last season's champion, he's going to make a move now up the inside of Ian Mackman, and that was very clean and well done.
It was very quick, and I have to say, you can see a bit of mud at the back of that shot, Steve, and of course from our camera position, one thing we can't show there, we can see it a little bit at the top. An amazing amount of work has gone on at Mallory Park over the winter in reprofiling the runoff areas here. It's a constant rolling process. I think probably as much work has gone on at Mallory Park as at most other circuits over the last few seasons.
Yes, it might not be like very, immediately clear to the eye, but there is a lot of work going on, and it's a safer circuit altogether. We're just seeing Brian Greenfield. He was responsible for our onboard lap earlier on, and yellow flags out there. There's Les Liney, who finished second, of course, in last season's Super Twins.
Well, up the front, it's still John Ingram powering along, but look at Phil Crowe, and somebody there was looking at Phil Crowe when they should have been looking at Ed Wieners, just running out of space, going into the safety runoff. Oh, and John Ingram just chucks up the left foot there as he hits the curb. He knows that Phil Crowe is coming at him. Here is Crowe chasing hard down through the elbow. The gap between first and second is diminishing.
There's Pete Baker then, the 2009 champion. He's trying to keep up with last season's champion, but John Ingram going on the inside of one, outside of another, slings it into Ed Wieners. That's how you do it. And, well, Phil Crowe, I think, has got very little chance of winning this one now.
No, he's got just too many slower riders between himself and the leader, but there's Peter Baker, number 2, in 4th place at the moment, behind Ian Mackman.
Yeah, Mackman still leads the Superstock class from Mark Newland. Angelo De Rosa, the Olympic label Suzuki rider, on his first event on the Superstock bike, is currently 3rd.
And Lee Reevely, the Super Twin champion from last year, is the leading Super Twin in this race, so he's come back for another season. He'll be taking a tilt at him, but at the front, John Ingram well out onto his last lap and holding that gap back to Phil Crowe at the moment.
Yeah, Phil Crowe won't like this one bit. John Ingram held on to Phil in yesterday's race, and I fancied Phil to take the double here today, but John Ingram has shown us what he's got in these slightly tricky conditions still. It's not totally dry out there, but the clouds are clearing. There's Sam Hornsey just going up the inside of Tom Webb.
Yeah, he's only just down there in 5th place behind Peter Baker, so it's a lovely ride from young Sam. But I tell you what, John Ingram has just had his fastest lap nicked. Phil Crow has turned in a 52.850, so he's still pushing it along. Ingram takes the win. Nice big wheelie down the straight there from John Ingram. That was a good win over a class field for John Ingram from Phil Crow. Ian Mackman's 3rd and leading Superstock. Peter Baker 4th. Sam Hornsey is 5th. And Mark Newland 6th and 2nd Superstock. There we see Ingram, Crow and Mackman on the podium. And then the 1, 2, 3 in the Superstock, Ian Mackman, Mark Newland and Angelo De Rosa. And in the Super Twins, Lee Reevely wins it from Scott Adam and Les Liney.
Winner of the Super Twins race, current champion Lee Reevely. Good to be back out there.
Yeah, it's good. Shame it wasn't a bit warmer, but yeah, it's good fun. Good to be back. Looking forward to a good season.
And anyone to thank at all?
Yeah, thanks Tony at Motorcourse, Dave Allenby, Telecom, E2E Solutions, and all my family for helping me out.
Ian Mackman on the Chemtile Suzuki. Great day for you and a good weekend so far.
Yeah, really going well, to be honest with you. Really happy. First time I raced it for about 9 years, so it took a bit of getting used to. Really pleased with the race, really. I couldn't have quite gone with John and Phil, to be honest. Really pushing on. But no, happy enough to get 3rd overall Superstock bike, really, with again, Chemtile, Quill, RLR really helped us out through the winter, and yeah, really happy days.
John Ingram. John, good to have you with us here at Thundersport GB. You've been tested thoroughly so far this weekend.
Yeah, this is the first Thundersport one we've done, and I'm quite impressed on how it's run, to be honest. I mean, our game plan in that race then was to, you know, put a good gap in at the beginning and then control it from there. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd just like to thank young Josh for doing all my mechanicking and stuff this weekend. He's done a cracking job. I am thinking of doing the rest of the Thundersport series, but we're just looking for a bit of budget to go with it. So, you know, if anyone can help us, it'd be appreciated. But yeah, enjoying it, and we're looking forward to the next one.